We got Pete here. So we stained this tongue and groove before we installed it. Papa was talking about the fact though that different woods, that same stain could be a different color depending on the type of wood.
Correct.
And then this is a Minwax.
This is a Minwax Pro Series. It is considered what they call a semi-gel stain. Tintable. You can get a variety of different colors in it. So it's custom mixed. Comes in a clear or white base. You can customize colors off of that depending on what you're looking for.
So they mix it up and then it comes out whatever
But
color you pick.
even within the same type of lumber, you can get a different color on a stain because the density of the wood takes that stain differently. So it can change the lightness or darkness of the color as well as how it actually shades the wood.
Do you have any recommendations for when you're applying this stuff? We just used a rag there and kind of dabbed it on.
If you've gotten big surface areas, you can go with a stain. They make a stain applicator, which is a larger applicator. Brush it on, let it sit for a sec, wipe it off with a rag, or rag it on, rag it off, whichever.
Is there a proper technique to that though? When you just stop in the middle of a board and go to lunch and come back, will that make a difference?
See it, it'll dry it.
Really?
Yep, go board to board, and you want to try to work board to board. So don't do, like if you had these 4 pieces, you want to go down the board and finish the board, and because you got a natural break here, instead of going this direction.
To go with the grain?
Correct.
Do a complete board.
Correct.
So even if it's time to go or something, you do not want to leave an unfinished
Finish
board.
the board, otherwise you're going to see that spot when you pick it up the next time. Anytime, like when you're trying to match a piece of wood or existing, like on a remodels, if you've got what you're looking for, you'll need to take a piece of that and the board that you're looking for to use.
If I wanted to color match this, right, and we took it up to Sherwin-Williams and said, hey, I need a color, even though we just purchased that and they've got the product number we purchased yesterday, you're saying still take?
No, within the same job, you're okay.
Okay.
But like for instance, if you've got a homeowner that's got say a wood floor, and you're doing an add-on, and you're using, because you're never going to replicate that wood.
This is all the same series,
correct,
typically, right?
You want to take a piece of what the existing is, if you can. Sometimes you can't. That makes it difficult. And you're going to make multiple trips trying to get that stain to match.
But then, so if we were doing something new, and this had been here for a year, and they wanted to add.
You would take a piece of this and a bare piece and take it up to the store, and they would take this color, and they would use that other one to put their samples on until they got it to match.
Gotcha.
And once they match, then you do want to ask them how they apply it too, because some guys the longer you let a stain sit on a piece of wood, it's going to soak in too. You want to kind of ask a couple quick questions. Hey, did you wipe it on, wipe it off? Did you let it sit for a little bit?
How they applied it in store as they were stain matching matters too, because you may get home and apply it.
If he puts some stain on there and lets it sit for 5 minutes and then wipes it, and you go and wipe it off, it's not going to match.
Gotcha.
That's one question to ask on that. Okay. And the stain is just the color for the wood. Once you got that on there, then you're going to put your clear coat, which is your protective finish.
Then in this right here, right? When you do this, because we were looking, this is an interior stain.
It's not going to matter because you're going to put an exterior clear sealer over top.
Gotcha.
They'll come in a matte, satin, semi-gloss, gloss finish.
They also come in different
sheens.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Yep. And you got water bases or solvent bases, depending on what you're looking for too. And there's certain ones that are a little bit more durable, quality-wise. If you've got a lot of
do you think Minwax is one of the best products out there?
Minwax is probably one of the more recognized names. They do put out a good product. Now there are some products that are designed. We're in South Alabama where we have a lot of UV rays, a high level of UV rays. Your typical marine spar varnishes are going to break down in direct sunlight quicker.
Gotcha.
So if you're talking with a homeowner and you're doing around the front door or even a door, say, and it's going to get a lot of either morning sun or afternoon sun where he's going to get 4 to 6 hours, recommend that they every year scuff sand it and put a fresh coat of clear coat on there.
Because it will fade. It will bleach it out or whatever.
The sun's going to bake it out and it'll start flaking off. And once it does that, you got to strip the entire door because you'll never match it.
Yeah. You're saying on this too, and this is where, so for our custom home builds where we've started recommending the composite with the wood grain type finish and the wood look, it's because of those different aspects. Now, on your composite doors versus your wood doors, so you got to do a little more maintenance on a wood door no matter what you use. However, on your composite doors, so let's just say they use a gel paint or stain on those doors. Is that going to last, or is it the same type of maintenance on that?
It boils down to your clear coat. You can the only thing you can be able to stain a composite or fiberglass door is going to be a gel stain. You're still going to get that same wood finish. However, you still got to put a clear coat over it. Like I was saying, there are clear coats that are designed to withstand a little bit more of those UV rays.
Gotcha.
So they do last longer. I still recommend scuff sanding and brushing every 12 to 16 months.
Gotcha.
Just because if you keep it up,
then it'll look good too.
Yep, and it's a maintenance thing. If the homeowner doesn't want to do it themselves, that's a good callback for us.
And you're saying if you don't do it, let's just say annually or every year and a half, and let it go too long, you're going to end up redoing the whole thing.
Correct. What's going to happen is especially if you have a porch, those sun rays are going to hit that porch at different angles. You're going to get a color variation on the bottom where it gets more direct sun.
It's going to start to bleach out. It's going to start to.
You're going to have a line there.
It's like a suntan for real.
And you're going to see it, and it's nothing. You'll never match it. It's going to stain the same
And
way.
if it stains in the same space for a couple years at a time without you touching up, if you go and buy a color and you paint, will the variation show up in the door or no? So like if you do a solid, it's going to be different. It's going to paint right over it.
It'll paint right over it.
But
so
on
you
a
can
stain,
always prime, and then you bring in. So you always want to be compatible with what's on there. So always test it as far as see if you've got a water-based or a solvent-based material, and then go with whatever the product that goes with that.
All right.